Yeah, hello everyone. I'm Chanchal this side, and today we will have a session about SAP PP. Okay, that is your production module, along with your introduction with SAP ERP and SAP ERP software and SAP PP. Okay, so we will start today's session. Before going to this SAP PP, we will learn something about SAP ERP software. And what is that SAP ERP? The SAP ERP means ERP stand for Enterprise Resource Planning. What does it mean? The simplest way, ERP is a thing which defines the simplest way to think about all the core processes into a single process. Like if your company is having finance, manufacturing, HR, supply chain, services, procurement, like different processes. So what ERP will do, it will connect your all the systems, and it will make your system as a single system, right? So SAP is a kind of software that helps you to run your entire business, including your all processes, into a single process. So we will, before going to this ERP, we will see what is the scenario without ERP and with ERP. Without ERP, what will happen? See, in a company, as you are able to see with this picture, in a company, if ERP is not there, so what will happen? See, this company is having a sales department, inventory department, production planning, purchasing. This department, this company is having. So these departments are using their different software, right? They are using one software for their sales purpose. They are using another software for their inventory purpose, and they are using some different software for their production and different for your purchasing process. So with each process, they are having their individual softwares. So what will happen if a customer will place an order? As you can see with the picture, the order is about a car. Okay, so what will happen? Customer inquires about this order, and your sales department will follow that order. Okay, so now your sales team will check into their system and find out the information regarding that order. So what will happen, as they are using software regarding the sales only, so they will not have data about inventory, production and purchasing. So what the sales team will do, they will take the follow up with the concerned team. Okay, they will now go to the inventory team and production team and purchasing team. So this follow up process will take place. Okay, one department will have their information only, so they will move to the other department and will again pass the information to the same to the different department, and they will ask for the things. Okay, so overall, with all the system, we will not have a centralized system, means centralized information. Okay, because of that, we are not able to answer the customer's query at an instance. So what will happen, it will take some 2-3 days to answer that inquiry for that product. Okay, or you can say for that order. So what will happen in this scenario, you can lose your business, customer can move to the next place. Okay? And nobody wants to lose their business. So to overcome this issue, what the companies are doing, they are having a software which will integrate all your processes and give you a centralized system, information system. Okay, so this software is your ERP means Enterprise Resource Planning. Now all the resources, now all your means machines are integrated, connected to each other. Now if the order is there, okay, from the customer end, so what will happen, your sales team will process that order, and your sales team will able to answer for each and everything now, because with ERP you will have a centralized system. So it will have information regarding the sales also, purchasing also, inventory also, manufacturing also, finance also. Each and every information you can access with the single system now. So we can compare the benefits using this scenario. Okay, so with ERP it is easy to maintain the information. Okay, it will make your processes centralized. Okay, so report accessing is easy, and with ERP you are having only one software, so it is easy to maintain the ERP software. Okay, only and the cost will be reduced also for the maintenance for this software. See, when you're using different software for different process, so obviously when you maintain that different software, your cost will increase. Okay, and with ERP your maintenance cost for your software will be reduced, your analysis will be efficient and effective, and you will have a centralized system. And apart from that, your each and every department will be connected. Okay, and one more important thing is that your report analysis is now better. Okay, with ERP system. So these are the benefits of having a ERP system. So what are the ERPs are there in the market? So there are different ERP softwares are there in the market. See, as you can might be heard of PeopleSoft, Oracle, Ban is there, Microsoft Dynamics is there, JD Edwards is there. Different ERP softwares are there. So what about these ERPs? See, these ERPs are very good for a particular domain. Okay, if we talk PeopleSoft is very good for HR domain. Oracle is very good for your finance domain. Ban is very good for your engineering manufacturing domain. Microsoft Dynamics is very good for your supply chain process, retail oriented, wholesaler process. Okay, and JD Edwards is your very good for your supply chain process. So these ERPs are very good for a particular module. Okay, but if you want to use them for our overall process, they are not so well connected, or you can say not so well developed. Okay, we cannot go with them as an overall package. Okay. So what we will do, see, to overcome this constraint, or you can say limitation, one ERP software is there which will provide you solution for this integration part. Okay, and that is your SAP. See, SAP is that kind of ERP software that will integrate all of your business module as a single system, right? So then what is this SAP? SAP stands for System Application and Products for Data Processing. SAP is among the top 10 largest software company in the world, and it is the largest, or you can say number one ERP solution software provider. Okay, so with the SAP, we are having say R1, R2, R3, ECC, HANA version till now. See, history of SAP. What is the history of SAP? The SAP is founded in 1972. Basically, it's a German software and it is developed in Germany. Okay. So with SAP was the one of the first company to develop standard software for business solution. Okay, and it is continuously offering the solution for the business for companies. Okay, and with SAP it will help out you to run your business profitably for each size of your company or organization. Means if your company is a small size company, mid size company, or a big size company, so it will provide you solution for your all size of companies or organizations. Okay. So what are the SAP products are there in the market? See, we have SAP S4HANA also, Business One also, SAP CRM also, PLM also, SCM also. There are different products in the market with SAP. So what are the SAP modules? There are two types of SAP modules. One is a functional module and other one is a technical module. See, functional module. What about a functional module? See, before going to this functional and technical module, I will let you know who can go with this SAP courses. Okay, so anyone can go for this SAP courses for any of the module. Okay, either it can be functional module or either it can be technical module. So anyone can go for any module. No. No such thing, no technical degree, no any background, means no specific background is required for any module. Okay, you can go whatever background is yours, doesn't matter. Okay, you can start as a beginner. So with functional module, we have different functional modules like SAP FI. This is your functional accounting, financial accounting. SAP controlling, CO, SD sales and distribution, PP production planning, MM material management, QM quality management, supply chain management. Okay, customer relationship management, project management. Okay, so there are different functional modules are there with SAP. So likewise, they have SAP has different technical module also like ABAP. ABAP is what? Advanced Business Application Programming, and it is the programming language of SAP system. Okay, Basis, BI, NetWeaver, all these are technical module. But again, going to this technical module, any technical background is not mandatory, and it is good to have, but it is not again mandatory. Okay, you can start as a any background if you having. So this is how we will see SAP modules. Okay, with this picture. This is SAP R/3 system, and it is having technical module as ABAP, Basis, BI, NetWeaver, and functional modules like HR, SD, MM, FICO, PS, TR, PP, PM, QM. So after this module section, what is new in SAP? So new in SAP means, see, like from 1972 to till date, it is like 50 years with SAP, and within this 50 year, SAP is like evolving everywhere. Every year, SAP is providing new development, new enhancement to its system so that it can retain its position number one in the market. Okay, so that is that kind of software. So, as a new in SAP, SAP has an enhancement to the SAP Analytical Cloud. Okay, that are pre-built content and business logics for more than 20 SAP products. Okay, so what are these? See, SAP Success Factor is there, SAP Ariba is there, Hybris is there, Epris is there, S4HANA is there. Different analytical systems are there. They are cloud-based system. So what are the requirement for this system? See, for this new system, you should have base knowledge of this base module. See, if you want to go for SAP Success Factor, okay, so it's a enhancement to SAP HR module. So you should have some prior knowledge to the base module, that is SAP HR. If you want to go for SAP Ariba, Ariba is again enhancement to the SAP MM module. So you should have some base knowledge of SAP MM. So like this, if you want to go for S4HANA, so if you have some base knowledge of its previous version, say ECC, so you can go for S4HANA easily. Okay. So these are the analytical cloud-based system. So what are the projects in SAP? See, there are various projects in SAP like implementation project, support projects, rollout project, and upgradation project. Implementation projects means these are the projects that include your end-to-end process. End-to-end process means starting the project from the scratch to the making it go live or making it implemented in the client side. Okay, so each and everything means it will have 5 phases, like your gathering the requirement from your client. Okay, then making it on paper, then go for the design after approval from your senior. Okay, then you will go for the testing part, then you will go for the final go live phase. Okay, so these are the implementation project in which you will create a new system or new project. Okay, so SAP support projects. What are SAP support projects? In support projects, what we'll do, see, now my project is go live. Okay, means it is already running into the client side. So what will happen to support their day-to-day business issue or to support their business? So there will be a support team. Okay, so for that support team, there are support projects. They will help out the users to run their day-to-day business process, right? So support projects are there to support the project. Rollout projects. What are rollout projects? In this project, what you will do, you have to visit to the client side, sometimes for the new requirement, sometimes for the new installation, or sometimes maybe the server issue. Okay, so you have to visit to the client side. So these are your rollout projects. Upgradation project. What are upgradation projects? Upgradation projects are those projects in which you will upgrade the existing system into the new system. See, like if you are using right now ECC system, so you will if you want to go for S4 HANA, so what you will do, you will upgrade your ECC system into S4 HANA system, right? So these projects are comes under your upgradation project. What are the types of roles in SAP? So roles in SAP are different roles are there for users. Okay. See, one is your end user role. End user role. What is that end user role? End user means who will use the SAP system. Okay. They will have login ID, password. Okay, and they will just access the SAP system. Some T codes they will be able to run for the view purpose, or you can say for report access. They will be able. Okay, they will not allowed to make any changes and go for some other process configuration customization. They will only use the system. Suppose and after that, super user, power user. What are these super user, power user? Super user, power user means, see, now you will support the users, means end users, to run their day-to-day business process. Okay, suppose one SAP system is there at your client side, and they are having day-to-day business issue regarding their processes. So what this super user, power user will do, they will provide the first level support to end user. Okay, so after that, support consultants are there. Consultants are those roles in which you will resolve the issues. Means they are these are there for the day to day business issues. Okay, you will resolve them, and if there is need for any changes or any new add-on feature or any configuration is required, you will do that also. Okay, so with support consultant will provide the solution for their day-to-day business issue, and also they will be able to go for the configuration part, customization parts also. With consultation profile, what are consultant? See, consultant are those person who will create a new system. Means if you have experience like 8 to 10 years in SAP, so you will come to for this consultant role, and with consultant role you will be able to implement the SAP system. Okay, you will be able to go for implementation like your SAP manager or solution architect, package implementation. These kind of roles will comes under your consultant. Means they will design the system. Okay, so after this, system landscape is there. What is that system landscape? System landscape means the layout, or you can say arrangement of SAP server system. Okay. See, SAP server system is divided into three different landscape. One is your development server, other one is your quality server, okay, other one is your production server. So what you will do with development server? Development server in development server, it is having multiple clients again. Okay, it will have sandbox, golden box, and development client. So basically in development server you will make the means processes. Okay, you will design your project, you will go for the permutation and combination for your processes. Okay, you will test, you will do the means try the project here, and you will make the copy of this, and after making your final changes, it will go to your development client. See, after finalizing the project design, what you will do, it will come to the quality server. Okay, in quality server it is having again multiple client like integration, testing, and training. So after finalizing your design in quality server, what you will do, you will go for the integration. Means now you will integrate the system. Okay, see, before this you will have say different process, FI process, PP process. Okay, and your HR process. Now with this quality server you will integrate your each and every process. Okay, integrate, and you will go for the testing also, whether your processes are working or not. Okay, so if it is working, and everything is fine, your project is performing well. So what you will do, you will provide the training to the end user. Okay, and after acceptance from the user side that the system is working fine, you will have this project into your production system. Okay, so now you will implement this project into production server. Production server is a live server with your client. Okay, and your client will run his business into this production server. Okay, so sometimes it may happen that your client may give you some very little access to your product to his production server, or sometimes it is not allowed to access the production server that is with the client side. Okay, because their business processes are there. So this is how development, quality, and production server are connected. See, what are the data in SAP? SAP data is of two types. One is your master data, or you can say system data, and other one is your transactional data, that is also known as your business data. So what is master data? Master data means that data which you will flow into your processes. Like, see, if you want to go for your PO creation, or you will create purchase order. Okay, so to create purchase order, you need some material, you need some vendor. So where that vendor and material information will come from. Okay, so for that purpose you will create your master data. Okay, in which you will maintain your materials and vendors, so that you can access them into your processes. And transactional data means your business data. And after having this, you will have your SAP access with your system. Okay, so when you install SAP into your system, you will see this logo, SAP logon icon is there. Okay, with this icon, if you click on this, you will come to this screen. Okay, and with this screen, when you click on this screen, you will be able to see this login screen. So what you will do with this login screen, you will enter your user ID and password that is provided to you. And after entering your user ID and password, you will be able to access this screen. See, basically this screen is your SAP home screen. Each and everything you will do with this screen. Okay, you will run your processes, you will create your master data, you will create your configuration, customization, everything you will do from this screen. See, basically the client 800 we are using, this is for training purpose. So after starting your project, okay, when you means enter T code from your home screen, you will be able to see this implementation screen. Okay, and with this screen, you will be able to configure your own system. Okay, so now as we are talking about SAP PP, so what is this SAP PP? Let's we have intro about this SAP PP. So what is this SAP PP? Basically, SAP PP means SAP production planning. Okay, so what is this SAP production planning? See, with this production planning, it will align the demand with manufacturing capacity to create the production and procurement schedule for the finished product. Okay, and its component material. Okay, so we will have a thing as a bomb with this process. Okay, so it will have its finished material also and the component material also. Okay, so SAP PP is an important module of SAP because it tracks and makes a record of manufacturing process flows. Okay, suppose, for example, the planned and actual cost. Okay, and also goods movement from conversion of raw material to semi-finished material. Every kind of production will take place in this module. Okay, production planning. So it is fully integrated with the other module also, like SD, MM, QM, uh, PICO, and PM. It is well connected to other module also. So with SAP PP, in any live production planning module, location of manufacturing plants and storage within the plant should be available in the system. Okay, so it will provide you the live production planning module. So importance of your plants and storage location in production planning. What is the importance of your plant and storage location? All production master is created at plant level. Okay, planning activities you will perform at your plant level. Okay, production confirmation process and related goods movement occur at plant and storage level, because you will go for the production process, and overall plant is responsible for your production process. So what is the organization structure of SAP PP? See, this is the organization structure of SAP PP. With this structure, you will have a company, okay, and there are two company codes for this company. One is having two plants, plant one and plant two, and other company code is having sales organization. Two sales organization. One is your sales organization one, and other one is your sales organization two. Okay, so with plant you will again have the storage location. Okay, like you can see with this picture, storage for plant one, storage location one, and storage location two is there. So what are the master data in SAP PP? So with SAP PP you are able to learn 5 types of master data. Okay, one is your material master, other one is your work center, then your bill of material, then your routing, and then your product version. So with this you can see how the master data is there with SAP PP. Okay, routing, work center, product version, and material master, bill of material. These kind of master data are there with SAP PP. See, material master. When we go with the first master data, that is material master. So what you will do with material master? See, let's have a look with material master. See, in material master, it will contain information on all the materials that a company procures, produce, stores, and sells. Okay, it is a number. It is a number uniquely identify a material master record, and that is it's a material. Material with the same basic attribute are grouped together, okay, assigned to a material type, such as finished product and material, raw material. Okay, see, having the similar characteristic, you will categorize these material, okay, and you will make a group that is known as your material group. Okay, so it is used for the following purpose: to purchase the material. Whenever you procure the material, you will use this material type. Okay, what material type you are going to procure, like your finished material, raw material, semi finished material. Different material types are there. Okay, and for your goods movement posting, such as good issue. When you go for the good issue means when you transfer the material for consumption or production. Okay, and receipt in inventory management. See, when you order something and you receive that material, then what you will do, you will maintain your inventory. Okay, and also go for the physical inventory posting. Physical inventory posting means physically count the stock for the material. Okay, see, one stock is there with your system, that is your logical stock, and one stock is with you, that is your physical stock. Now you will compare both type of stock for the similar material. Okay, and you will post it for the financial activity, right? So in invoice verification, for posting invoices. Okay, so when we procure the things, then vendor will send us invoice, and after verifying that invoice, we will go for the posting invoices. Okay, and what other thing we will do in sales and distribution, for sales order fulfillment processes, we need that master data. Okay, in production planning and control, for material requirement planning, scheduling, production confirmation process, all these processes will use this master data, material master. Now, bill of material. It is also known as BOM. Okay, so what is that BOM? BOM is a complete formally structure that will list the component together with the material that is going to be assembled or produced. Okay, see, if you want to create car, so for that car you need some components. See, like you need tire also, you need engine also. Okay, you need sheet also, you need body also, car body also. So that component will make the car. Okay, so when we create BOM, we will attach. See, finished material is my car, so we will attach this component to that finished material, so that whenever we move our finished material, its component will be attached to that finished material, right? See, BOM are used in material requirement planning, that is your MRP, and product costing. Okay, so how you can also create up to 99 alternative BOM for a single product. Okay, this is the you can say limitation of this BOM. You can create up to 99 alternative BOMs with a single product. For product having variant means, say suppose there is a car, this car will be having multiple characteristic like car color. Car color can be different means you will have different colors for that car. Okay, if you go for the other variant, that is engine you can go for various engine, like you can go for petrol engine, you can also go for diesel engine. Okay, and if you want so see other variant is there like wheel. See, when you go for the wheel, again you have choice, means you can go for the alloy wheels and you can go for the other types of wheel. So these are the product variant, and to maintain this variant you will create a super BOM. Super BOM means it will have now your super means your finished material, your semi-finished material. Okay, all the type of component it will have. Okay, so variant is a complex process that you can maintain with this SAP PP. Okay, so you will have a lot of permutation and combination basically with this variant process. Okay. So for example, see, product cycle can contain all types of frame, right? Color, size, and desired frame is selected into production order based on the color, size chosen. Again, multiple characteristics are there. Okay, with the sales order. So you can basically handle the complex situation with SAP PP. So work center, what is that work center? Means to take place your production activity. Okay, your production process, where your production process will takes place is known as your work center. Okay, it can be a group of machine, it can be a single thing, single machine, or it can be a table also. See, if you are assembling your things on a table, so at that time your work center will be a table. Okay, if you are assembling your production activity like with some machine, so for that machine will be your work center. Okay, if you are assembling your material production activity having a large setup, so at that time this will be your work center. Okay, so work center is basically is the task list of operations. Okay, so what we will do with the production activity, so it contains the data for what it is need, means why we will create this work center, because it contains the data for scheduling also, capacity also, costing also. Scheduling means when we need the time period. Okay, capacity means how much we need. Costing means how it will, means how much it will cost. Okay, so for this purpose we will have this work center. See, what is routing? The routing is nothing but a sequence of operation that you will perform at a work center. Okay, see, work center, first you will go for the capacity calculation, then you will go for the scheduling activity, then you will go for the other activities. So this is like a sequence of your operations. Okay, so basically you can specify the machine time, labor time, and other activities also. Okay, and you can calculate here the execution of operation also. Okay, with this scheduling, okay, we also calculate our cost and capacity calculation we can do here. Okay, production version we will have with routing, and again this production version is a combination of BOM and routing data. Okay, for your production. So basically it's a linkage between your BOM and routing and determine the manufacturing process. Okay, so again there can be multiple production version as per different manufacturing process to produce the product. So now product version. What is that product version? Product version is a successor version of an old product with a new feature acquired into it. Okay, suppose already there is a product. If you want to create some new feature, add to this. So this will be known as my product version. Okay, new changes on the old version to make it new. Okay, development, some new development according to the market demand. Okay, and if sometimes it will you will do this for the changing trend also. Okay, so this for this you need having your bill of material and routing data. So there can be several variation of your product according to the demand, time, various manufacturing procedures for the production. Like if you go for car, so with car you have different demand. See, like this, I need this color, I need this type of engine, and means with this engine speed should be like this, and you also with wheels you can have the different variation, so it will maintain your product version. Okay, it will be maintained in your product version. So now production planning cycle. So what is production planning cycle? So it consists two of this process of cycle, like planning and execution. First you will go for the planning, and then you will proceed with your execution part. Okay, so what we will do with the production uh, production uh, production product consists of numerous levels. Okay, what are that? They are their planned independent requirement, that is also known as PIR. Okay, MPS, MRP running. Okay, capacity planning and capacity leveling, production order, product confirmation, and under this product confirmation again you will go for your auto good receipt and auto good issue. Okay, now after this your production order will be closed or it will be settled. So what you will do with execution? Execution means these planned orders are now converted to the production order. Okay, so with planning you will have your planned order. Now with execution you will convert them into your production order. Okay, as per the scheduling and according to your master data routing, all these will takes place. Also you will go for the release for this production order. Okay, and after releasing it, what you will do, you will carry out some work center activities and maintaining the routing. Okay, where a master data and your operation and routing will takes place. So once your production is completed, then what you will do, you will go for the execution, then you will go for the goods movement. Okay, then you will go for the material consumption, and you will go for the good receipts also, and then finally you will check your stock, what is the stock available for this material now. Okay, so this is all your execution process, how you will go with your production order. See, what is this SAP PP cycle? What we will do with SAP PP? See, in SAP PP, or you can say production planning process, we will do first of all planned independent requirement, means our planning part. We will go for the planning part, then we will move to the execution part. See, in planning part, we will have our planned independent requirement, that is our PIR. After that, we will go for the MRP and MPS. Okay, MRP means material requirement planning and master product scheduling. Capacity planning and capacity leveling. Then we will have the production order as a result, and after production order we will go for the good issue, either for the consumption, and then we will go for the confirmation, and then we will have the good receipt, and after that our production order will be closed, or you can say settled. Now we have our final product. So this is all about SAP PP. Okay, so this is all the means all about the process what we will do with SAP PP. Okay, with this I'm done with my presentation. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and like my channel for new videos. Thank you very much.